reportedly coming from the Money Lab, and we'll have Fred Schmitter, Christian Knoll, who we heard this morning, Lucas Evers, and Trubug. This does show you, by the way, that large sheets of paper, even in this age, still do work. You got Lucas?
Okay, thank you. We did the Money Lab this afternoon, and we came in to see the Bernard Lietaert presentation as well. My name is Lucas Evers, I work for Bauer Society, and I want to introduce Christian Knoll, Fred Schmitter, who came in for the Money Lab. We could also call it the Monetary City Lab, since all the other labs have city in the name. I want to hand the mic to Fred and Christian, because Christian has been leading much of the discussion this afternoon, and in a way Fred gave us very interesting input, because he was also involved in early alternative money systems that were connected to the RIR that Bernard Lietaert also mentioned this afternoon. And I also want to introduce Wouter Boog, who made this beautiful drawing that depicts what we've been doing this afternoon. So, Christian?
Hello, me again. What we were doing is really rethinking the Belma Euro. I presented to you earlier on kind of a concept. I hope we can get an image up on the screen again. There you go. So the concept we're rethinking is alternative currencies. We saw the Lois pound, and the Belma Euro is similar to that, but the idea is to have a parasitic currency. A currency that uses the normal euro notes, but actually is an RFID tag that sticks on top of the normal euro note, which means you can see where the money moves, and is very particular to the Belma. So what we're really doing during the workshop is we had a fantastic team of people, and we really rethought some of the kind of crucial questions about why and who. So maybe I'll hand over to you. You can just kind of take us through the drawing. Would that be okay? Yeah, that'd be great.
Thank you, Christian. What we did this afternoon mainly, was thinking about the concept of the Belma Euro. There are a few steps we took, and now it's falling down. Let's start, not so logically, but let's start at the bottom of the drawing. What you see is actually our Earth, all the people, and you see in the purple arrows is a flow of energy coming from our monetary system, the regular system of euros, dollars, everything. Parasitically on top of that is built the Belma Euro. What you see above that's hard. What you see is a community, a local community that has a network based on shops, housing, mobility, everything, and is above all based on trust. Because that's one of the main issues. There needs to be some kind of trust. What you see in the drawing is, I don't know if you can see it correctly, but you see all kinds of people leaning backwards, holding hands, and in that case, trusting each other. What comes out of that is some kind of a movement upwards. What you see is the Belma Euro being really transparent, and maybe one of my co-hosts want to tell something about transparency, which can give the microphone to.
One of the points of transparency is that you can see where does it go, and you can take it from there, so you can do a lot of interesting things from that. So we thought about who would like to, for whom is it interesting to use the Bijlmer euro. So you have to have a few incentives that someone is starting a local currency, and these are a few points of it. So certainly in an ethnical group like the Bijlmer, food is very important. So you can start with something around food. And one idea is to have a gathering table where people eat together, something just to get the idea across. So one thing is that you have to get the idea across. The other thing is that people get involved in it. And a few main points are that local energy. We tend also towards transition towns, which is another concept of sustainable communities, which was not initially the starting point of this, but during the workshop we came to transition towns also, and this gave it more body probably. So and then we looked a little bit how could this be taken further? How could it become a reality? And maybe.
Sure. I mean, one of the things that I found really interesting from the workshop was actually this idea of these kind of local communities. Often they start from local food production, and then the local food production starts moving towards other tools like currencies. Whereas I think what we really came to is that we can have this kind of local, strong community organisation through money, and then focus on some of these other things that start supporting local, stability, things like local energy production or local food production. So actually using money as a way into building that local network, which I think is something that's very different to kind of other contexts. And I guess we had an interesting discussion about what does it do to ethnicity. This whole discussion about transition towns, it comes from a very particular background, particular context, and are we reshaping that context through actually working through it in the Bijlmer? So maybe we can actually help some of these other communities. Can we start producing a diaspora kind of currency, diaspora model for community building in these diaspora communities that are normally focused very much towards outside? Anything else you'd like to? No? You can hear me. Okay, I think we can wrap up here. So, any questions, or should we move on? New Money Labs. This is one of the other very useful things that came out of it. We had some fantastic participants that actually were so enthusiastic that we really want to use our local contact in the Bijlmer much further. There's Imagine IC, and we really want to set up a money lab in the Bijlmer as a kind of continuous experimentation place, a place where you can really iterate designs. So this is something we really want to continue into the next year. So by the end of this year, we hope to have a working Bijlmer euro, and we hope to have this kind of continuous workshop place where we can try things out. So if you'd like to come and kind of try money systems out, come to the Bijlmer.